Many job seekers are actually doing everything that they think is right, but yet they keep getting rejected. And why is that? That is because they are still following some of the advices that isn't true anymore. Because there are advices that were given to you years back that actually worked years back. But currently in 2026, these advices they do not work anymore. So we've gone past that level, we've gone past those things that they recommended to us, and some of you are yet to change, some of you are yet to come to realization that okay, this doesn't work anymore. So that is why I'm making this video, to tell you the 5 lies job seekers still believe. They still believe that, oh, this thing works. They still believe that if I do this, I'm going to get this job. But here I am to tell you that no, baby girl, no, baby boy, that's not going to work. All right, it's not going to work because changes are constant. Change is something that is constant. It's something that keeps happening over the years. Changes keeps coming on board, and once these changes come, you have to change with it. All right, you have to change with it, especially for someone that is trying to job hunt, somebody that is looking to land a job. You have to come into realization that these changes, they've come to stay, and I have to also adjust to them. All right, so these are 5 lies that a whole lot of job seekers actually still believe that somehow it still works. But I am a real life recruiter, right? And I'm telling you that these things do not work anymore. So number one thing that I want to tell you, that it is still a lie, that it no longer works. It works for people then. There were years that if you had done it, it would have worked. But now, this does not work anymore. So number one is, you believe that if you apply for enough job, you eventually get hired. You eventually get one. A lot of people believe that is a number game. That the more jobs I apply, if I apply for 50 jobs, if I apply for 100 jobs, if I apply for 200 jobs, that yes, definitely I'm going to land that job. I am here to tell you that that doesn't work anymore. That is why you keep sending out CVs, you keep sending out the same CV to 50 different companies, to 100 different companies, complaining that you're always applying and nothing is coming back. That is because it does not work anymore. All right, you just have to adjust. That does not work anymore. So applying for different jobs, a lot of job, thinking it is a game number, or a number of games, you know it is not something that works anymore. You have to adjust and come to the realization that this does not work, and you have to change. You have to find something else that work and work with it. So this is what works instead. All right, 10 tailored applications are always better than 200 applications you make out there. All right, the 10 applications you make, quality applications you make, they are always better than 200 applications. When you sit down, tailor your CV for 10 different jobs, 10 jobs you know that you are a very good fit, to companies you know that you can fit into properly. You sit down, you do your research, you do your CV, you write your experiences, put your responsibilities and make sure they are actually results driven, and you tailor this your applications and submit it to specific 10, like 10 companies or 10 different jobs that you know that you're a good fit. It is better than you applying for 200, 300 jobs out there. All right, so it is no longer a number game. All right, so don't go ahead applying for different job thinking that if you apply for enough job, that eventually you will get one, and then you just keep applying, keep sending CVs. No, tailor your CVs. There are still different CVs you can have for different job titles. All right, you can have this CV, depending on your experience, because some people eventually you realize that they've had different experiences in different industries and for different jobs. So depending on the job that you're trying to look for, depending on the particular role you're trying to go in again, so tailor a particular application for that particular role, specifically for that particular role, making sure that your experience aligns with that role, rather than using the same template application for your CV. That's the same CV you have for the same job or every job you apply, rather than using the same CV without tailoring it for any job and using it to job for every company, thinking that, oh, they will call you back. Instead of doing that, don't do that. Tailor your application, tailor your CV so that you can land that job. All right. So number two thing that is a lie that job seekers still believe up to now is that my CV alone should get me the job. yes, my CV alone should get me the job. My dear, your CV alone is not going to get you that job. Your CV alone is not going to land you that job. You need to connect. You need to reach out. You need to LinkedIn is the perfect place for all these things. I don't know, once you're a job seeker and you're not on LinkedIn, I really don't know what you're doing. All right. LinkedIn should be your everyday place. LinkedIn should be a place you call your home. LinkedIn should be, I don't know how else to put it, but LinkedIn should be the place you always, if people cannot reach you on Facebook, people cannot reach you on Instagram, people should be able to reach you on LinkedIn, because you have to be active there every day, especially when you're job hunting. And not just that, even people that are already in job, they are always active on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a place you should be found. All right. So don't think that sending CVs alone only gets you the job. No, sending out CVs alone, they do not just get you the job. Reaching out to the people that advertise the job, reaching out to specific people that work in the company, these are things that get you that job. All right. Reach out to people, connect to people on LinkedIn that work in the same company. That is why LinkedIn is there. Connect to them. They work in this same company. Even though they are not the recruiters, they are not the HR managers, you can always reach out to them. As I've said in my channel before, it is something I have done and it has worked for me. That is why I keep recommending it. It has worked for me. The job I do currently, I got it by connecting on LinkedIn. It has worked for me. It has worked for people that I know. So that is why I am telling you, connect on LinkedIn. You can just go to LinkedIn, find a person that is doing the same exact job title that you are doing, even if the person is not the HR person. If the person is doing the same job title that you are doing or you are applying for, you connect to the person and tell the person, hey, I'm trying to get into this company. I do this. Do you know how I can go about it? Do you know if there's any vacancy? Or how were you able to get in? How were you able to apply? How do you advise I go about it? People are there to guide you. People are there to guide you. All right. They can tell you, okay, if you want to apply, do this, apply from our website or reach out to the HR. They can do that. And while you're talking to that person, you can also connect with the HR in that organization and talk to the HR. Oh, I saw you advertise for this position. I am interested. I have made my application. I really like if you want to have a conversation with us. Once they open your LinkedIn and they open that message, the first thing they do is they go through your LinkedIn profile. They go through your LinkedIn profile. So that's another thing, and that is something I've said before. You have to be active on LinkedIn, and don't just think that you submitting your CV alone gets you that job. No, that's a lie. That's not something that is working. It is not really working right now. Yes, some people do it, but it is not really working right now. So if you want to land that job and be ahead of other job seekers, you have to reach out, you have to connect. All right. So the number three lie that people still believe up till now is that recruiters always know everything about my experience. Truth to be told, that particular one is annoying. It is very annoying. Uh, I get to see applicants thinking that you should know what I am talking about. You should know what I'm trying to tell you. And I heard, I connected with some HR people and recruiters too on LinkedIn. We follow each other. We are all connected, all right. So I see them make posts, and I get to realize it's not just me. It is something that is happening, all right. So you see people thinking that, okay, you should know what I'm talking about. When you ask them to explain their experience, they said, oh, you understand, I'm very good for the job. I'm telling you that I'm very good for the job. That's not supposed to help. That is not supposed to help, all right? Don't think we know what you're capable of, or go to your CV and make it very vague, thinking that once we read a particular thing in your CV, we will be able to understand in your CV that this is what you're trying to tell us. It does not work like that. You have to be specific. You have to be specific both in your CV and in your interview. All right, both in your CV and in your interview, you have to be specific to tell us that this is what you're trying to say. Even when we understand that that is what you're trying to tell us, you still have to explain it to us. All right, so don't just think that we already know what you're talking about, you know everything about your experience, or because probably you've given us your CV, we should know. Because some people do that a lot. When you try to tell them, okay, please introduce yourself and tell me about your work experience, or walk me through your work experiences, they'll tell you, but you have my CV already. I have your CV already. I know. But me having your CV does not mean I do not need you to speak, yeah, to speak or walk me through your experiences or walk me through what you've done. I have your CV, yes. It was one of the reasons that made me shortlist you, yes. But does that mean you will now not explain to me what your experiences are simply because I have your CV? Alright, some applicants, a lot of applicants do this thinking that I should understand. I don't understand. And even if I understand, I don't work in your field. Alright, even if I do understand, you still have to explain to me so that I know that, okay, this person actually knows this thing. Alright, I'm a recruiter, I'm a good recruiter. I am not a banker, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a finance person, I am not a business development person. I am not a salesperson. So please explain to me. Please walk me through. Please make me understand. Even if I'm the HR of a company, you still have to make me understand that you understand this rule, even if I understand it. All right. So don't think we know everything about your experience, please. Try to make your CV well detailed so we understand what you're trying to say. And when you come in for an interview, try to explain to us too so we understand you. All right. So number four thing that people think that still works, that is actually a lie, is if I don't hear back, it means I wasn't good enough. That is me trying to tell you now that that is a lie. I'm a recruiter. That is a lie. That is a very big lie. You see this particular one, it is a very big lie. If you don't hear back, it does not mean you were not good enough. It simply means they either had someone in their internal company that they actually went ahead with, or they cancelled the role, or the specification for the role or description for the role changed, or the gender they needed is not your gender. A lot of things could have happened, or a lot of people applied and they were not able to get to your CV. They only took from people that applied and they didn't get to everybody's CV. So the fact that you're not hearing back doesn't mean you're not good enough. A lot of things could have happened along the way. I have been in a situation where clients will call you and tell you, okay, we want a digital marketer. We want a digital marketer. Look for a digital marketer for us. Okay, we post an ad, we post the job description for a digital marketer. Tomorrow, the same client will come and say, you know what? Cancel the digital marketer, make it a customer service representative. And guess what? You apply for a digital marketer. Yes, you apply for a digital marketer, you're qualified, your CV and everything is qualified, but we can't source for that role anymore because the client does not want to fill for that role anymore. So you see, you are not the problem. The fact that you're not hearing back does not mean you're not good enough. You're good enough. A lot of things could have happened along the way. They probably might have gotten a recommendation from somebody, maybe friends, family. They might have somebody in the company that they feel like, okay, why are we looking for someone out, or someone else out there? Let us fill this role with this person. So when they do that, the role is no longer available. So even if you applied, they are not going to get back to you. You're qualified, yes, but they are not going to get back to you because the position is already filled. So a lot of things can happen along the way. So don't think it was you. It was not you. It wasn't you, my dear. So it wasn't you, right? So the last thing, which is the fifth thing that people still believe is true, that isn't true, is once I submit my application, my work is done. Once you submit your application, your work is done. Are you serious right now? It isn't done. Your work is not done once you submit your application. No, once you submit your application, you actually still need to go do research on the company you submitted the application for. Some of you, you think you just submit and you don't need to do any other thing. Some of you will tell you, okay, I've checked them before. No, as you submit, you check the industry these companies are, you check what is trending, you do research on them, you keep doing your underground work, because once interview calls, you might not have time for all this. Some people, I don't know if you've realized these days that interviews are coming on short notice. You can be asked to come for interview the next day. They'll just call you and tell you, come for interview tomorrow. They'll come, just call you, come for interview next tomorrow. All right. So you have to do underground work. All right. You have to know what this company is into. You have to make research on them. You have to check the industry trend, what is happening. You have to reach out. You know, as I said, you have to reach out to people working in the organization too. You have to know what is happening. You have to probably follow the company on some social media places so you know what's up with them, so that by the time interview calls, you are ready. you are ready. So don't think that immediately you submit your application that your work is already done. No, your work is not done. It's just starting. Interviews are going to come up, especially when you tailor your CV well. Interviews are going to come up, and when they come up, please be prepared. Please be prepared. Don't be taken unawares, because a lot of candidates these days, sometimes they feel like you know, you understand me, you should know. So they don't even put in more energy into research. They don't even bring in, the vibe when you're trying to ask them questions. They just feel so relaxed and they think, okay, my CV says everything, right? So don't think because you've submitted your CV that your work is done. It isn't done, all right? It isn't done. So these are the 5 lies that actually job seekers still believe is true, but it's not true. A lot of things are changing. The job market keeps increasing. A lot of people are coming out of school. A lot of people are coming out trying to get a job, trying to look for a job. So there is limited spaces, and there are a lot of unemployed people. So a lot of things has to change in order for them to actually, maximize the time, because you can't use the whole time trying to interview, 1,000 people, 2,000 people for a job, all right? So they just have to find a way to make it easier and faster for them. So you have to also change with these things so that you don't get left out, so that you land your dream job, all right? All right, my name is Recruiter Cynthia, all right? This is my channel. I'm a real life recruiter, all right? So what I do is I help people land their dream job, and I help them connect them to whatever job they are trying to look for. So if it's something that interests you, or you know someone that this will work for, you can share, comment, subscribe, and join the family. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. For now, Recruiter Cynthia says, bye bye.